From CBS New York, mold mice spark calls for more inspection in New York City rental assistance programs. So they want more. How surprising. I'm already getting quote unquote rental assistance, but it's just not good enough. And this is a real lose-lose corruption race to the bottom situation. Rental assistance recipients say repairs are tough to come by, and New York City needs to increase inspections. Are you surprised that New York City is shoving people that need help into rodent-infested places, and now you are demanding more from the city? From Eric Adams, really? The guy who claimed that the migrants aren't getting more than native New Yorkers, and of course the Brooklyn fireworks fiasco of 2020, which I will never let him live down. If you're unfamiliar, go ahead and look that up. And more recently, he discovered trash bins and pretended like that's some sort of groundbreaking revelation in solving the city's rat problem.
Welcome to our trash revolution.
So that's the guy you want more from? And I'm not pretending that people don't need help, especially in New York City. But do you think for one split second that New York is going to help you? If you believe that, I got 3 bridges in Brooklyn to sell you. Or maybe you should just get on some drugs or shred any and all of your American paperwork, and then you'll get a few crumbs from Eric Adams or Kickback Kathy Hochul while they continue their corruption escapades. But my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
It would help me a lot and cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me even more and spend some money, you would buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description.
Those are just some of the few complaints that some New Yorkers and rental assistance programs tell CBS New York investigates they have to deal with. Their solution is an increase in inspections, but the city is pushing back, telling investigative reporter Tim McNicholas that's not the answer.
This is an underdog story.
No, nothing works.
Trying to get the central air conditioning fixed in this Jamaica apartment has become a David versus Goliath type challenge.
Oh, yeah. So this apartment is in Jamaica, which, as I understand, is a haven for illegal immigrants. I'm sure, well, they probably don't have air conditioning, but they are going to be catered to far more than the native New Yorkers who, like I said, these are the people suckling on the government teat, asking for more from New York, while New York is giving the most to the migrants, allegedly.
Start us off, could you just say your first and last name?
David Lopez.
And David Lopez's multiple sclerosis symptoms often worsen in the heat, but he doesn't give up.
I tried to get it fixed so many times. I had no heat. Now I have no AC.
You heard that right. Back in the winter, the city's Housing Preservation and Development Department issued a violation for no heat in the apartment. Records show the heat got fixed, but there are no violations for the central air conditioning because the city says AC is not required. Lopez says he emailed the building management, a company called Green Cedar, on June 5th. Please have this issue resolved ASAP. My unit is getting hot and uncomfortable, but it still wasn't fixed 3 weeks later when we showed up.
How does that make you feel?
And look, shout out to this guy. I'm taking nothing away from him, but they love to highlight these victim cards, right? You can't just put a regular person up there and say, oh, we need to fix this apartment. They're going to say, look, this guy has got a condition and you guys are terrible for not fixing it, which they are, but there's no adults in the room.
Kids, you're both just awful.
All of you people involved in this are pretty terrible. I mean, shout out to this guy. I have nothing against him, but the news is the one I'm taking issue with.
Bad. Like, they don't want me here.
Lopez pays rent through a city-run rental assistance program.
They don't want you there, but you know who they do want, or at least maybe they don't really want, but they accept because they are able to ask for more money and then filter loads of that through the pockets of bureaucrats all over the place and drop a couple crumbs on the illegals. And meanwhile, they get to throw out their Uncrustables sandwiches that they've been given and plug up hot plates in the hotels that they're not even supposed to do.
Program called City FEPS, Family Homelessness and Eviction Prevention Supplement.
No repairs getting done? Oh, that's pretty common.
Oh, yeah. No repairs getting done. That's pretty common. And so this city program is obviously not going to do anything, but I can almost guarantee you they're getting a bunch of money from the state or maybe even the federal government.
And I hear stories like that all the time.
Joelle Gill works with a Brooklyn soup kitchen and social service center that helps low-income New Yorkers join rental assistance programs.
Landlords do not want to, especially if they're renting to voucher holders, sometimes I think they do not want to keep up with the maintenance of a building. I've had clients
And why would they? Right? They are put in a rock and a hard place. Nobody's perfect, obviously. But when these voucher holders are trying to rent a place, do you really think they are not, their first priority is not paying on time? They are relying on the city at every single turn. And when they are demanding that the landlords fix these places while they have tenants, arguably, maybe, perhaps, I don't know, that are actually paying real money, those are going to come first.
To go back into shelter because they refuse to make repairs on the client's bathroom.
The New York City Department of Social Services says the vast majority of the people they help stay out of shelters. And the department does inspect homes before a City FEPS recipient moves in. But as the Community Service Society told a city council committee in 2022,
we're going to give you a place to live and you're still not happy with it.
Unlike Section 8, there are no regular inspections after the move-in. Only tenant complaint-triggered checks.
The city should make biannual inspections standard and ensure that city dollars are not being pocketed by landlords who do not maintain healthy and safe living conditions.
And be sure that money is not being pocketed by politicians all over the place. You're going to do that?
Is that the right way to do it?
At the moment, we think we've hit the right balance.
Social Services Commissioner Molly Wasso Park says she wants to keep tenants safe, but limit bureaucracy.
We also want to make sure that we aren't unnecessarily cutting off somebody's rental subsidy for an issue that can get resolved. Most landlords in the city of New York are generally trying to do the right thing. There are absolutely some bad actors in our sister agency at H.
Yeah, and one could make the argument that perhaps you and organizations like yours are part of the bad acting class.
They pursue those bad actors.
Yeah, I've got to unpack that.
Susan Negron did call that sister agency about mold more than a year ago, but now she's moving, in part because she says the problem is still unresolved, and because of mice and rats, like the one captured in December by her doorbell camera just outside her front door in the Bronx. She's also in a rental assistance program that the city oversees.
I'm not an animal. I am a voucher holder, but I'm a human being. I deserve to.
And you have dogs, you have huge bags of dog food. So what's really the priority here?
Live in a place that's livable. You know what I mean?
We called her landlord to request an interview, but he instead texted us back, claiming she didn't let his staff into the apartment long enough to fix the issues. After we called Green Cedar Management about Lopez, a public relations agency emailed us saying the company ordered the parts for the fix as soon as they got the complaint. A few days after that call, Lopez texted us saying that Goliath of a problem was finally fixed, and CBS News came to our rescue.
The city's social services department says people can also complain to them directly and reach out to their home base program, and they will follow up and look into your issues. They also say they recently launched a new program that will help nonprofits acquire properties and ensure the housing is up to par for the renters they work with. Tim McNicholas.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure the nonprofits are going to help, but this is really catch-22, right? This is a rock and a hard place. The city created this monster of needy government-dependent people, and then when those needy government-dependent people complain that the stuff you gave them isn't good enough, nothing's ever going to get fixed.